must not let anyone define your limits.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Rod, and welcome to Impact TCG, where we cover all things Disney, Lorcana, and with Into the Inklands right on the horizon, just a few days away from being released. I want to go over what I think are some of the top cards in the set. I'm feeling good today. I got my boxes coming, they're on the way. We know all the cards in the set, so we get a chance now to see what's going to be good, what's going to be bad, what's going to be meta changing, and what's not. What's only going to be just some fun things that we can do. Hey, but overall we don't know until we get more information from some tournament results and Pixelborn data. But right before we get into it, please don't forget to caress, hug, kiss, and take those like and subscribe buttons out on a date. Hit those buttons for me so you don't miss any of the awesome content that we have coming here all format long. And without further ado, let's get into those top 10 cards. Okay, first card that I want to look at right here, Ursula, Deceiver of All, a 3/2/3 card that we're getting here. I just think this is an awesome upgrade for a 3-drop going into all those Emerald decks. This is pretty much going to be a staple. If you're playing Emerald, you're definitely going to want to be playing this card. And look guys, this card is not a legendary for no reason. Check it out. Whenever this character sings a song, you may play that song again from your discard for free, then put it in the bottom of your deck. Like, do you guys see that? This is what I'm talking about right here. These are game-changing cards. So if you got this on the field and you're playing some sort of steel variant with this emerald right here, if you play your grab your swords while this is on the field, you get to activate that son of a gun again? Like what? Like that's really good. And a lot of times 4 damage is enough to clear a board. And now this is going to be a fairly pricey card. Don't pay attention to these TCG player prices right here. These are going to drop a whole lot once the set is finally released. But this is going to be one of the best cards in the format going forward. Alright, next card I want to talk about is another 3-drop. In fact, a 3/3/3 John Silver Greedy Treasure Seeker. Now this card is on top of being a pirate but also a captain, and that's going to have a very huge impact once we go over the next card here. But right now, John Silver Greedy Treasure Seeker, for each location you have in play, this card gains resist +1 and gets 1+ lore. I know you guys are seeing that right there, and these are some really good abilities. So basically you're going to be able to combo this off with other locations, especially those cheap 1-drop locations. Put them together with this card and he basically becomes a 3-drop that's going to be extremely hard to deal with. And you're gonna want to deal with this guy, because if you've got 3 locations on board and he's just sitting there, dude, he's questing for 4 and he's got what +3 resist after that. Like that is insane. This is going to be a card that I know so many people are going to be building around, including myself, especially something in like a pirate deck where you can play this with the next card that we're going to talk about right here. Jolly Roger Hook's ship. This is going to be one of the best locations in the set. You heard it right here. I'm telling you right now, this card has major implications on the game. This is going to help us to be able to finally have a red steel variant that is going to be pretty viable. Now check out this card's ability. It is a 1-drop, uninkable, but that's okay. It's a 1-drop. We're going to want to play this, especially while we have our other pirates on board, including John Silver. Now it does cost 2 to move a character here, and has 5 willpower, which is okay. It does die 2, and then along came Zeus, but that's okay. As you read this ability right here, look alive, you swabs. Characters gain rush while here, and all hands on deck. Pirate characters move here for absolutely free. Not just free, but absolutely free. And this is going to be able to have all your pirates gain rush, and this is going to be really good with like your baby Captain Hooks and even your bigger Captain Hooks that you can quest into, or the new Captain Hook that we are also getting this set with the Master Swordsman. Like, you're going to be able to just swing with whatever you have. This is a 1-drop, so you're going to play this card early. It's going to sit on the board for as long as your opponent lets it, and it being so cheap, it's very easy to have more than one out on the board. This is going to be very fun in these pirate decks. Stay tuned, because I'm going to be in the lab with this. This is going to be so fun to do. On to the next card. Okay, folks. This is when it starts to get really crazy. Genie, supportive friend out of Amethyst. A 4-drop uninkable. That's okay, because check out this ability. It is a 3/5, so but these stats do not matter once you read this. It is a super rare, but it is very deserving of that 3 wishes. Whenever this character quests, you may shuffle this card into your deck to draw 3. So you're telling me at the beginning of my turn 5, I can quest with this bad boy, gain my lore off of it, put them back into the deck, draw 3 new cards. So I'm basically drawing 4 cards at the beginning of my turn. 4 new cards at the beginning of turn 5 is insane. You're going to have your answers. You're going to have everything that you want by activating this card. I'm pretty sure that this is not going to be that cheap of a card going forward. Of course, we got some pre-sales right here at $24. But a lot of times we have to ignore those prices. But hey, who knows? This card might start out pretty cheap. But I'm telling you right now, if it does start out pretty cheap, you better get your hands on it, because this is going to break the game. You thought the goats and the merlins were a problem. Well, hey, Genie's got a word to say. Now, like I said, it started to get pretty crazy with the Genie. But moving on to our Jafar Striking Illusionist. A inkable 7-drop on a 4/5 willpower, and it is another Floodborn Jafar. I mean, this card has been all over the internet. People have been already coming up with the very easy and obvious combo using this with Whole New World. You can see right here, it's a shift 5 and has evasive. Wow. Okay, so the ability is power beyond measure. Now, this is some power beyond measure right here. During your turn, while this character is exerted, whenever you draw a card, gain 1 lore. Yeah, so if you haven't heard by now, maybe you've been living under a rock. But yeah, activating Whole New World with this card. Yeah, that's right. It gains you 7 lore. That is a huge swing, a huge chunk, and who knows how much lore you already have before you activate this. Like, this card is going to end so many games. It's going to frustrate so many people. This is going to be one of the best cards in the format. It's not going to be cheap to get, but oh my god, that card art is beautiful. And I'm gonna tell you right now, maybe we don't know for sure if he's going to, you know, absolutely change the meta, but hey, I put my money on it that he will. People are going to be playing this. Purple Steel is going to be the deck out there that's going to be causing a lot of headaches. I'm telling you right now. So be ready for it, be prepared for it, no pun intended. But just get ready to you know, get 7 lore gained on you, you know, if you're not playing this yourself. Alright, next card that I want to talk about is a fan favorite right here, the Bear Necessities, an inkable 2-drop song. Chosen opponent reveals their hand and discards a non-character card of your choice. So if I'm activating this card, I get to pick what you don't get to have. That's gonna be super strong. I'm telling you right now. This is this is what you're gonna want to be playing if you're playing against those Jafar Whole New World decks. You're gonna want to snipe out that one Whole New World that they may have. Hey, if they've got multiple, it's okay. But I mean, you're gonna be able to also knock out items in your opponent's hand with this. And you're also able to sing this like. My goodness, this is what Amber needed, and like we needed this in the game in general. I mean, being able to not only snipe those cards like Whole New World, but the infamous Be Prepared, the smashes, all those other items, the Fishbone Quills even. I mean, you get to activate this before they even get a chance to activate a Fishbone Quill, because this is turn 2 and you have to activate Fishbone on turn 3. Like, this is going to be a meta defining card right here, believe it or not. I mean, it's pretty obvious. This is going to do so much damage and it's going to give people a lot of headaches. But if you're an Amber player, congratulations. You get pretty much a weapon into your arsenal. All right, next we're going to show Sapphire some love right here. I'm sure you've seen the 7 inkable Grandma Tala, Spirit of the Ocean, on a 4/8 body and a shift 5. So Grandma Tala gets a Floodborn. She also does get another card here in the set. So you are going to have opportunities to shift this card if you so choose to on turn 5, or maybe a little sooner if you've already gotten your ramp up. But check out this ability right here, and I absolutely love it. It's a legendary for a reason. Whenever a card is put into your inkwell, gain 1 lore. And it says whenever a card is put there, so even if your opponent uses their Hades or their Let It Goes on something else, other than this, but they're probably going to be using it on this, let's be real, you still gain that lore even if you're not the one putting those cards into your inkwell. This is going to be very, very powerful. It gives Sapphire an alternate win condition. We're starting to see more of these alternate win conditions here for Into the Inklands, and I think the card game needed that, especially when we had goats running around here sniping games away, giving people that last little lore that they need to close out a game. We need cards like this, and I think Grandma Tala is going to play a role in maybe not all, but a lot of Sapphire decks. One of the best cards in the set, in my opinion. All right, moving along here. Going on to And Then Along Came Zeus. Giving Steel some love right now, guys. A 4-drop uninkable, but I believe it's going to be a staple in so many decks, because I'm telling you, whether you want to believe it or not, locations are going to play a huge role in the format, and being able to, as you see here, deal 5 damage to chosen character or locations, like that ultimately deals with almost any character that you're probably going to be seeing, other than like the new Chernabog or cards like that. 5 damage is going to get rid of most things. And being able to deal 5 damage to a location is going to already do a big chunk of that damage for you, and then allowing you to run into it with another character of yours that you haven't played already. This is going to be critical. Not sure what this price of this card is going to be going forward, but best believe that if you're playing Steel, you probably are going to want to be playing at least a couple of copies of this card. And moving along, we are almost done here. The Queen's Castle Mirror Chamber. This is an inkable 4-drop and very good card. Of course, you see it gives you 2 lore at the beginning of your turn, as do so many locations that we have do already. This card right here is going to shake some things up. It only costs 1 ink to send a character here. It's got 7 willpower, very, very hefty. Cards like Maui aren't just running this over, so easily. So this card is going to be quite sticky to boards playing here in Amethyst. At the start of your turn, for each character you have here, you may draw a card. After a few turns, depending on how many characters you have here, you can basically have a whole new hand. So your opponent is going to be trying their darndest to get rid of this bad boy. I'm definitely not going to be wanting this card to sit on play. I'm going to be playing some location hate, which is really why I'm leaning towards some sort of steel variant. I want to be able to get rid of these problematic location cards like this as much as I am possibly able. This is a really good card, guys. I mean, come on, like, think of like all the draw power that Amethyst already has. Being able to have a location that's already going to give you 2 lore and slowly refilling your hand turn after turn after turn. This is going to be a problem in the metagame. I'm almost sure of that. Hey, if you're able to get your hands on these, I definitely recommend it. Now moving on to our very last card right here. Amber getting a whole lot of love this set with a 5-drop Floodborn Kita. You know, you've seen the little Kita and everything, but this is what you're going to be laying on top of the little Kita. Shift 3, Protector of Atlantis on a 3/5 body. On top of being equal, this is pretty solid. So check out this ability. Perhaps we can save our future. When you play this character, all characters get -3 strength until the start of your next turn. Now, at face value, when you're looking at this card and when you first read it, it's just like, okay, cool. But when you think about it, when you think about how powerful this ability is, this basically turns off anything that your opponent is going to be able to do against you. Their characters are more than likely going to be way too weak to get over anything that you have. Therefore, your board is basically protected for an entire turn, and once it gets back around to you, you basically have whatever you already had on board plus a 5-drop Kita who's going to be able to either quest for 2 or sing some of those songs that you're playing in maybe an Amber Steel variant or some sort. Like, this is just basically free value. One of the best cards we have. It has an awesome enchanted rare art. I mean, if you guys haven't seen that, I mean, take a look at that bad boy right there. This is just beautiful. Oh my gosh. But hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you think that there are some other, maybe a lot better cards, let me know down in the comments. Some of you might mention some of these cards that I have here on the screen. I mean, like the Baby Pluto, the Morph, the Mickey Mouse Trumpets here, and so many other great cards that we have coming out Into the Inklands. It's definitely going to shake up the meta game. Guys, get ready. We're gonna have so much fun. It's gonna be so much exploring going on. We're gonna discover so many new things going on our adventures. But hey, like I said earlier in the video, guys, please make sure you hit those like and subscribe buttons if you want more awesome content like this that we have coming up. We've got some gameplay videos coming up during our testing phases of our decks. Can't wait for you guys to see those. We're gonna have so much freaking fun. I can't wait. Also, I got a box opening video. Once my boxes get here, you guys are gonna be able to see what I pull. Let's hope we can pull some of these awesome enchanteds. That's what I really want. But let me go ahead and let you guys go. Remember, whatever you do and wherever you go, always make an impact.